So let's talk about self-care. What does that look like? Self-care can be as simple as saying no to something. Self-care can be taking a bubble bath. Self-care can be exercise. Self-care can mean so many different things. And the point is that it is specific to you and what you need. So what is self-care for you may not be self-care for me. I have clients who do crafts and adult coloring books, and they teach themselves how to knit. That is not my idea of self-care, but that's okay. That's their idea of self-care. And so regardless of what it is, just do it. Just take that time out in your day, in your week, and do something for yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty pitcher. If you find yourself taking care of everyone and everything around you, and that you are noticing also that you're feeling depleted or resentful or irritable or aggravated or any of those things, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, what have I done for myself lately? Because until you take care of yourself, it's very hard to take care of others. So it can be helpful to look at self-care by categories. So if you think about spiritual self-care, what does that look like for you? It could be going to church, taking a yoga class, practicing meditation. It could be doing a Bible study. There's a lot of different things that can be categorized as spiritual self-care. Then what about physical self-care? Eating better, exercising, getting some time outside, getting enough sleep. That's physical self-care for sure. And then you can also look at the category of emotional self-care. That would be boundaries between yourself and your employer, yourself and your family, yourself and your children, yourself and friends, making sure that you are saying no whenever you need to, and yes, only whenever you want to, not because you feel obligated. Saying no can be really difficult, but anyway, boundaries are definitely a form of emotional self-care. Also, emotional self-care can be something as simple as being gentle with yourself and recognizing, what am I saying to myself in this moment? Am I being nice? Am I being loving towards myself? Or am I being judgmental and having really, really high expectations? Am I being mean to myself? That's an important way of making sure that you're having some good emotional self-care. What about mental self-care? That could be reading a good book, taking a training, using your brain for a different way than you normally do for work or for home. So for some people that can be a creative outlet, one of those creative tasks that I mentioned earlier, or also perhaps doing a Sudoku puzzle or a crossword puzzle, just giving yourself some mental self-care. And it usually is about doing something different from what you normally do for work or for home. Increasing your self-care in those four major categories can be so good for you. It can increase your capacity to be able to be more present and emotionally present with your family, physically feeling better. There's so many advantages to practicing better self-care. So what are your favorite self-care techniques? Please comment below and let me know.